Welcome back. In the last lecture, we talked about configuring our Kali-Linux network settings to have internet connection inside of our Kali-Linux machine. Now let's see whether that is set properly, and in case it isn't, let's see what we can do to get network connectivity within our Kali-Linux machine. So, a quick reminder, last lecture we selected our Kali-Linux machine, we went on Settings, we went on Network Settings, and we chose Bridged Adapter for our Kali-Linux machine. Now, to check whether that works, we can type once again ifconfig inside of our terminal that we can open by clicking on this icon right here, which is the terminal icon. And under the ETH0 interface, we should get our IPv4 address that should belong to our network's IP range. If you do get it, that's good. If you don't get it, or if you don't get any IP address at all right here, then we must change something. But before we do that, we want to also check whether we can ping, let's say, Google, or any IP address or any website whatsoever. As you can see, I'm receiving responses right here from Google, so that is good. I'm also getting an IPv4 address that belongs to my network range, so both of these things are good, and I can proceed to the next lecture with Bridged Adapter. If both of these also work for you, feel free to continue and you can skip the rest of this lecture and just move on to the next one. If your Bridged Adapter, however, is causing some issues, whether that being your IP not being present here, or you not getting any packets back from Google or any other website or IP address, then we have to change our network settings. So go back to VirtualBox window, select your virtual machine or your Kali-Linux machine, go to Settings, and another option that we can go besides Bridged Adapter, in case Bridged Adapter doesn't work, so always go first with Bridged Adapter, but in case it doesn't work, we want to go with NAT network. So don't confuse it with NAT. We are not choosing just NAT, we want to choose NAT network. And here you will notice that we don't have NAT network selected. That is because we haven't created one yet. But before we create it, let's just quickly explain what NAT network is. Essentially, NAT network allows us to have a separate network where our virtual machine will be connected to, and later on, once we create multiple virtual machines, we can put several different virtual machines onto the same NAT network, and they will be able to communicate with one another. If we just leave it on NAT, which is default, then our virtual machine will most likely have internet connection, but it will not be able to communicate with machines inside of our network. Okay, if we select NAT network, let's click on cancel first so we can create it. And to create the NAT network, we want to click on Tools, we want to click on Preferences, we want to go to Network, and here under the NAT networks, we want to click on this plus sign, which will generate the NAT network for us. If I double click it, it will also give us the information about the NAT network, and if you want, you can change certain things right here, such as whether you support IPv6, or you want to change the range of your network. It doesn't matter, the network name, it's all up to you. I will just leave all of this on default, and I will click on OK. I will also click on OK here, and all I have to do is go back to settings of my Kali-Linux virtual machine, go back to the network settings and switch from Bridged Adapter to NAT network, and now you will see that under the name we have our NAT network selected. Once I click OK, it will save the settings. I will now reboot my virtual machine. Let's give it a restart. So here it is, our Kali-Linux or my Kali-Linux has rebooted, and now let's see whether we do get an IP address and whether we can ping websites from our Kali-Linux. So first thing we do once again, we open terminal by clicking here, and if I type ifconfig, now we get a different IP address, which is the IP address from the NAT network right here, which is good, and yours might be different. Just so you know, it doesn't have to be the same as mine. And the second test that we perform is we ping Google or we ping any other website or IP address, and we are getting response back. So our NAT network works properly. Okay, awesome. That will be all when configuring network settings. Now, two things to take away from this lecture and previous lecture are if your network settings work well with bridged adapter, then proceed with the bridged adapter here and for any future virtual machine that we create throughout the course. If you have problems with bridged adapter, whether that being not having an IP address or not being able to browse Firefox or not being able to ping any website, then proceed by going onto the NAT network, configure the NAT network, which we did from tools and then preferences, and then select the NAT network here, reboot your machine, and it should have the NAT network's IP address, as well as it should be able to ping different websites. The same thing should be applied for any future VM that we create throughout the course. If your kalilinux is on NAT network, the other virtual machines should also be on NAT network in order for them to communicate. Nonetheless, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next lecture.